In the far reaches of the galaxy, beyond stars known to humans, the Galactic Council of Elders sat in silence. Their chamber was massive, carved into the crystal mountains of the planet Zorathar, lit by glowing orbs that hovered like suns. The air smelled of history, old power, and fear. Not just any fear, Earth-fear. A word no one had spoken in centuries was now being whispered again. Elder Threxen, oldest of the Krillari species, stood with a trembling spine. His voice, raspy with age, broke the quiet. You speak of Earth, as if it is gone, as if it is weak. You have forgotten. I have not. Around him, younger members of the council scoffed. These were the new rulers, the ambitious, the arrogant. Their skins were smooth, their minds filled with dreams of conquest. Many of them had never fought a real war. Elder Threxen raised his withered arm and pointed toward the stars beyond the central holomop. Earth is not silent because it is dead, it is silent because it is watching. Laughter followed. Mocking, sharp-dot Ambassador Volkir, a young and power-hungry Zarnian, stood tall. Elder, your fear is old. Earth has not sent a signal in 200 years. No ship, no message, no movement. We scanned their system, nothing but ruins. We would be foolish not to take it. A large screen lit up in the center. A hologram of the Sol system appeared: Sun, Mars, Earth, the Moon, and beyond. Probes had recently scanned the area. The data showed silence. No ships, no fleets, no humans, just dust. Humanity is gone, Volumkir declared. Earth is a graveyard, but its technology still waits. That power should belong to the Council. Cheers erupted. Dozens of species raised their claws, wings, and tentacles in support. But Elder Threxen did not cheer. They are not gone, he whispered. They are asleep. 400 years ago, the galaxy had nearly ended. Back then, the humans were not well known, a young species full of fire and speed. But when the Old War came, when the ancient beings known only as the Primordials tried to reshape the galaxy, every major species failed to stop them, except one: humans. Using strange weapons, forbidden science, and fearless rage, they pushed the Primordials back. No one understood how. No one ever would. And then, just like that, humans disappeared. Their planets went dark. Their signals stopped. Their gates collapsed. Some believed they died out. Others believed they chose to vanish. To wait, present day the vote was held. Out of 60 species, only 5 voted against the invasion. The rest raised their voices, demanding action. The Council had waited too long. Earth's technology could not remain buried. Its silence was weakness. Within days, a fleet was prepared. 1,000 ships, 30 species, the largest combined force in Council history. It was called Operation Dawnfire. Their mission: enter the Sol system, capture Earth, claim its weapons. They expected dust. They expected ruins. They had no idea what waited for them. Aboard the flagship Glory of Threx, the fleet entered. Sol system in a straight line. Their first target, Commander Ziltrak, a four-eyed Urin, stood on the bridge. Begin scans of the planet, he ordered. Send landing teams to Mars Base Alpha. Shuttles broke off from the main fleet and descended. The base was quiet, buried under red sand. A forgotten outpost, no life. The alien teams entered slowly, weapons ready, dust-silence, and then a humming sound. One soldier turned. A screen in the wall blinked. Words appeared in English. Warning: unauthorized presence detected. Defense protocol. Before the soldiers could move, the walls split open. Turrets unfolded. Drones swarmed from underground vents. Blades spun. Guns fired. Screams filled the base. Outside, orbiting ships saw flashes from below. Commander, a technician shouted, Mars base is under attack. By whom, Ziltrak asked. The tech turned pale. By the base itself, in the moon's shadow high above Earth, the moon spun slowly. Dead rock, lifeless, or so they thought. An observation ship named Stareye floated close, scanning for energy signals. A sharp pulse hit their sensors. Then a second, then a giant circular structure on the dark side of the moon lit up blue. The crew panicked, unknown technology activating. A voice, deep and mechanical, filled their ship. Protocol: Sigma activated. Threat detected. Initiating defense grid. Before anyone could respond, a beam of pure energy shot out from the moon. Sarai exploded instantly, no wreckage, just dust. The rest of the fleet watched in horror as the moon continued to glow. One of the commanders, shaken, muttered, "They built weapons into the moon." On Earth, stillness on the planet below. The ruins of old cities stood broken but untouched. Nature had taken over, trees growing through steel towers, rivers flowing through dead streets, but deep under the ground, something stirred. In the old bunkers of Alaska, in the black vaults under the Pacific. Inside the massive data core, under Mount Everest, light returned. Wires warmed, machines blinked. Awake after centuries, a voice whispered across Earth's underground systems. Signal from Mars confirmed. Lunar defense activated. Wake the Arcmind, one system replied. Galactic Council. Panic begins. The fleet's reports reached the Council. Fear spread like fire. Ships were being destroyed by automated defenses. No humans had been seen yet. Their weapons were alive. Elder Threxen, now on life support, smiled sadly. "I told you, they were not gone." Volkir growled in frustration. "Old systems, that's all. Nothing we cannot overcome." "You are wrong," Threxen replied. "Earth's true defense is not metal. It is memory, hate, precision. You just stepped into a trap built across centuries." A message from Earth suddenly. Every ship in the fleet received a message. It played on all screens. A black screen. Then an image of Earth, slowly rotating. Then, a voice.human.com/cold, "You have entered soul space. You were warned. You ignored the warnings. Now, face the consequence. You seek war. We remember war. We were forged in it. This system is protected. This world is not conquered. It is patient. You have awoken us. You will regret it." Then the screen turned white. A final message blinked. "Welcome back to Earth." In-orbitalian ships tried to retreat, but the moon fired again. Another was torn apart. Suddenly, thousands of drones launched from Earth's upper atmosphere. Small, fast, smart, they tore into ships, disabling engines and slicing through holes. The fleet turned chaotic. Some captains begged to escape, others fought blindly. A second transmission came this time, audio only. "We are humanity. You feared US once, then you forgot. Now, ... remember." 1. Mars in red silence. The red dust of Mars had not moved in over 100 years. Storms came and went, but nothing alive had walked its surface since the humans disappeared. Old human bases lay buried under layers of rust-colored sand. There, buildings were dead, their machines cold, but after the alien invasion began, something changed. The moment alien boots touched Martian soil, the planet noticed. 2. Mars Base Alpha, first Touchlian Shuttle S-7A, landed outside the ruins of Mars Base Alpha. Once a thriving human science station, now it looked like a broken tomb. Commander Vorlok, of the Lithari species, led the landing. Party. His skin was like polished stone. His eyes were sharp. "Scan everything. We want tech, not bones," he ordered. The soldiers moved in, walking through long corridors with flickering lights. The power was still out. No signs of life, just old human markings and broken panels. "Primitive," one soldier laughed. "Maybe," said another, "but something doesn't feel right." Suddenly, a noise echoed in the hallway. Click, click, whir. They turned, but saw nothing. "Just dust," Vorlok said. But he was wrong. Point 3. The first trap. As the team entered the control room, the door behind them slammed shut. Red lights blinked on. A voice spoke through the speakers. Humanvoice.com. "Robotic, unrecognized species detected. Warning, this facility is under protection protocol. Leave immediately," Vorlok growled. "Who dares speak to us like that?" The answer was not words, it was fire. Defense turrets dropped from the ceiling. Hidden panels opened and human. Drones, round fast and glowing blue, rushed in like hornets. "Take cover," someone shouted. Too late. Bullets sprayed the room. 2 soldiers dropped. One screamed as a laser burned through his armor. "Retreat! Retreat! Retreat!" Vorlok ordered. They blasted the door open and ran back into the hall. The base wasn't broken, it was waiting for a cross. Mars' old wounds opened another. Bases across Mars came alive. Base Gamma 3 opened a satellite dish and sent a signal into orbit. Base Zetanin released hundreds of drones into the Martian sky. Flying like flocks of metallic birds, underground power grids turned on. Solar panels turned toward the sun. All of it connected. One signal. One mind. 5. The Ghost network back in orbit, alien command ships detected strange signals. "We're picking up activity from the Martian surface," said a technician. "What kind of activity? Communication? Old Earth tech?" "They're talking to each other." Commander Ziltrak's face darkened. "Talking to who?" "To something under the surface," the tech replied. Then something else happened. Every screen on every ship flickered. A message appeared. Mars Protocol. Ghost Network Online. Awakening AI link connected to Earth core. And just like that, the connection to Earth was restored. 6. The core wakes on Earth. Deep under the Himalayas, an ancient AI called the Arcmind opened its eyes. It was built by humans during the last days before they vanished. It was made to watch, to wait, to defend, and now Mars had called for help. "Code confirmed," said the Arcmind. "Enemy presence verified. Awakening planetary countermeasures." The voice of Earth returned to space. 7. Moon responds. Again the moon, already glowing from the last part, pulsed brighter. This time, 10 beams of light launched toward Mars. They weren't weapons, they were data links, waking up deeper layers of defense. Back on Mars, deep inside Vault Theta, a hidden chamber opened. Inside was a human warbot larger than a tank. Armed with missiles, plasma cannons, and blades, it stood in silence. Then its eyes turned blue. Designation: Mars Sentinel. Orders received. Begin purge. It marched forward. 8. The Martian sky. Bernzelian. Scouts flying over the planet were the first to fall. Missiles streaked up from hidden silos buried in sand. Explosions lit the Martian sky. One ship tried to escape atmosphere, but a drone latched onto it and detonated inside the engine bay. Commander Vorlok, still alive, screamed into the comms. "They're everywhere. The planet is fighting us." Back on the flagship, panic spread. "Retreat," asked one officer. "No," Ziltrak barked. "Hold your ground. This is still just human scrap." But he was lying. He was scared. 9. The human message returns. Then it happened again. The screens across the fleet blinked. The human voice returned. "Still calm? Still cold? Mars remembers. Your mistake was stepping on forgotten ground. You fight with weapons. We fight with memory. You will lose. You were warned." Then silence. And right after that, a massive explosion. Beneath the Martian equator, the largest human facility read, Bastion rose from underground. Like a beast, its energy core powered up. 10. The Red Bastion wasn't just a base. It was a mobile city, a fortress. And it was now awake. Drones flew from it like angry bees. Defense turrets unfolded. A giant railgun aimed at the sky. One shot, just one. A Council destroyer exploded. 11. The Elders panicked back on Zorathar. The Galactic Council watched the disaster live. One young member cried out, "This is impossible!" Mars was dead. Elder Threxen sat in silence. Then he whispered, "You don't conquer Earth. You don't conquer its children." Mars was its first breath, and it still breathes. Volkir growled, "We need more ships." But Threxen shook his head. "You need prayers." 12. A signal to Earth's core. The human systems on Mars weren't finished. They sent one final signal. A beam of light launched into space, bypassing the moon, passing satellites heading straight to Earth's core. Deep inside the Earth, under the Pacific Ocean, Project Titan received the call. A human voice, long silent, now spoke again. "Mars compromised. Code Black. Prepare the Titan." And somewhere deep in the Black Ocean trenches, a machine opened its eyes. 1. The ghost moon. 4. Thousands of years. The moon watched silently. It was small, gray, cold. To most alien eyes, it looked like just a rock, dead and boring. Nothing lived there, no signals, no light. But that was a mistake, because the moon was never just a moon. 2. Orbiting to close the alien scout ship, Talonwelve moved in slowly. Its scanners focused on the moon's dark side. The crew had been ordered to find the source of the energy beams that destroyed 2 of their ships. "No movement detected," reported the pilot. "Just old metal, maybe wreckage." The commander, a tall insectoid officer named Krell, stared at the screen. "Then go closer. I want answers." The ship moved within 100 kilometers of the moon's surface. That was close enough. 3. The eye opened suddenly. A single panel on the moon cracked open, then another and another. Hundreds of circular doors peeled away like flower petals, revealing smooth metal and glowing blue lights. "Commander," the pilot said, "something's opening too late." A giant lens rose from the moon's surface. It rotated. Focused. A beam of blue-white energy burst out. Talon 12 disintegrated instantly. No explosion, just vapor. 4. The moon defense system inside the moon. Deep beneath the rock, a massive room filled with machines woke up. At the center was Lunax, the ancient defense AI built by humans over 300 years ago. Its voice echoed through the chamber. "Intrusion detected. Enemy presence confirmed. Activate." Full defense grid. Across the moon's surface, automated railguns, missile ports, and anti-ship plasma towers unfolded from hidden bunkers. The moon had become a weapon. 5. Fleet in panic. The alien fleet in orbit began to panic. "Moon is active. I repeat, the moon is firing. Where are the human signals coming from? There's no life on the surface." Commander Ziltrak watched in shock as 2 more ships were hit by precise shots from the moon's weapons. They didn't explode. They simply vanished. "Melted down to atoms," he shouted into the command channel. "Retreat from lunar orbit. Pull back to Mars." But the damage was done. 6. The voice from the moon as the ships pulled back. Every screen lit up once more. This time, it wasn't Earth's AI speaking. It was Lunax. Her voice was cold, female, and firm. "This is Sol Defense System, Lunax. You have invaded sovereign human territory. Your actions have been logged. No mercy will be given. No escape permitted. You may run, but we will see you from the moon. We always watch." Then the message ended. 7. Council in fear back on the Galactic Council homeworld. The mood had changed. Silence filled the chamber. No more cheering. No more speeches about conquest. Now there was only fear. Elder Threxen stood again, his body weak, but his voice strong. "Do you see now?" he said slowly. "They built a weapon inside their moon, a trap for the arrogant." Volkir slammed his hand on the table. "We outnumber them, 1,000 ships. And yet you are losing to ghosts." Threxen replied. 8. Earth receives the signal beneath Earth's surface. In the Pacific Core Vault, the AI known as ArcMind received another pulse of data from the moon. It analyzed the enemy fleet's positions, patterns, and communication codes. Data received, forwarding to Titan Command. Far beneath the ocean, a rumble began. A circular hatch opened on the seafloor. Water rushed out. Then, Light 9. Preparing for Titan back in orbit, the remaining alien ships started forming a defensive ring around Mars. They had been humiliated. Now they wanted revenge. But their fear only grew because the moon's energy readings were rising again. Inside the moon, Lunax activated its second system gravimetric pulse array designed to disable warp drives and shut down foreign tech. This weapon had never been used before until now. 10 to pulse. Deep hum began. Then a blast of invisible energies, low but wide, rushed out from the moon. Like a silent wave, alien ships caught in the field began to blink. Lights shut off. Engines froze. Weapons failed. Power loss. Emergency systems offline. One by one, the ships became dead metal, floating in space, and still. The moon watched. 11. A hidden secret. The dark side. Meanwhile, a group of alien stealth ships tried to sneak around to the moon's far side. They believed the defenses only covered the front, but when they reached the far side, they found something worse. A massive hangar door. It began to open from within. 3 enormous black ships launched triangular, silent, glowing red from underneath. No life signs, just machines. "What are those?" asked one terrified scout. Then the ships vanished, cloaked instantly. The last thing the scout saw was a red light behind him. Then, nothing. 12 Earths. True ISIL UNX spoke again, this time to Earth. Lunar systems online. Enemy fleet disabled. Request, deploy Titan. ArcMind replied, confirmed. Operation Titanfall begins, and in the depths of Earth's ocean, something ancient stirred. 13. On Mars, fear grows. The alien soldiers, still on Mars, watched helplessly as their reinforcements above went silent. They heard screams over comms, then static commander. Vorlok whispered, "This is not a battle. This is judgment." And still no human soldiers had been seen. Only their machines, their memories, their memories. Their wrath. 14. Back on the moon, Alien X ran her final checks. Her processors glowed with power. Her final message for the night was broadcast to all alien channels. You invaded Earth's space. You entered without understanding the price. We remember everything, and the moon remembers most of all. The next time you look up from a world you wish to conquer, ask yourself, is the moon watching you? 1. Silence before the voice. For 2 centuries, Earth had not spoken. No message, no sound. Alien species believed that humans were extinct or asleep forever. But now, Mars had awakened. The moon had fired. The enemy fleet was broken. And Earth was ready to speak to panic in the stars in orbit. The alien fleet drifted in chaos. Dozens of ships had been disabled by the moon's energy pulse. Others were destroyed by railguns or drone attacks. Communication systems were failing. Commander Ziltrak gritted his teeth. He was losing control. "Where are the human life signs?" he shouted. His officers looked scared. Still, none. No human heat, no life breathings. Then who is doing this? Ziltrak asked. No one had an answer. 3. Aboard the flagship, Ziltrak stood on the bridge of the Glory of Threx, surrounded by screens full of static. Suddenly, every display flickered. Every ship, every drone, every satellite saw the same thing. Black screen. Then, a slow fade in Earth, rotating silently in space, blue, green, and white, alive then. A voice, 4. The first word, the voice was human.com, .deep.mail, not robotic-like. Lunax, .real, alive. You came to conquer. The voice echoed. Across ships, stations, even council chambers, light years away. You thought we were gone. On the Glory of Threx, Ziltrak froze. His soldiers stood motionless. You were warned. The camera zoomed closer to Earth's surface. Cities could be seen still quiet, but glowing slightly with energy. But you did not listen. 5. The human commander speaks. The screen changed. A man appeared, wearing black and gray armor, with silver lines across the chest. His face was rough, sharp jaw, gray eyes, short hair, not angry, not smiling, just focused. He stood alone in a dark command room. Behind him, the seal of the old United Terran Defense. He spoke again. I am Commander Elias Rain, Defense AI Supreme of Earth. You have violated Terran space. You will not leave. 6. The message spreads all across the galaxy. Species watched in horror. Even the Galactic Council's main chamber went silent. Elder Threxen's eyes filled with tears. They still live, he whispered. Ambassador Volkir growled. No, it's a trick, an AI recording. But deep inside, even Volkir felt it. This was no machine. This was human will, reborn. 7. Elias reigns. Warning. Commander Elias looked into the camera. His words were cold, measured, double quotes. We left your wars. We left your councils. We buried our dead and built our silence. But you broke the line. You entered our system. Now you face the old fire. Then the screen flashed red. Titan, online 8. What is Titan? Ziltrak turned to his science officer. What is Titan? The officer gulped. Unknown. No record in our databases. But inside the Pacific Trench on Earth, deep beneath the ocean floor, Project Titan had already begun to rise. A 9-kilometer-long human warship hidden for generations now lifted through the dark waters. Its engines glowed, its hull read HTV-1. Titan, for the final war 9. Rain's final words, the human commander gave one last message. You want our world? Try to take it. Let the stars witness your failure. Then the screen went dark. silence again. But now, it was the dangerous silence. Not peaceful, not weak, deadly, deadly 10. On Mars, Fear Grows Commander Vorlok and his ground team had stopped moving. They were hiding inside a half-destroyed human bunker. His soldiers whispered among themselves, "They're alive. It's not AI. There are real humans. What do we do?" Vorlok stared at the Earth and the sky above. He now understood this was not a battlefield. This was a tomb for Pools 11. Council reactions across the galaxy. Alien worlds reacted. Some demanded more war. Others begged the Council to pull back the fleet. But the humans had already decided they were no longer silent. 12. The moon fires again. The moon, now fully online, launched another strike. This time, it didn't vaporize a ship, it disabled one. The Ardent Flame, a medium destroyer, was left floating and dead. Lunax connected to the ship's mainframe inside. Every system began to replay human HISTORYWAR's victory sacrifices. Then the message: we did not die. We prepared. 13 on Earth. Titans rise far under Earth's surface. More bunkers opened. More lights flickered on. The Arc Defense Network, the Hammer satellites, and the Valhalla vaults all came back online. The entire planet, long asleep, now pulsed like a heartbeat. Commander Elias stood in the core control room. Behind him, holograms of all Earth defense systems floated in the air. He gave one order: let them feel what they woke up. 1. Earth's surface. No one alive. Or so they thought. Telian troops landed near the old city of New Berlin. Once a proud human capital, the buildings were broken, covered in vines, roads were cracked, towers leaned like skeletons of a dead world. Commander Krelvin, of the reptilian Yalak species, looked around. "No defense systems here," he said. "Only ruins. We move in." His Team 50 elite soldiers spread through the city. Drones hovered above them, scanning for life. Found nothing, but something found them too. The watching Izaz night fell over New Berlin. The shadows grew long. The alien soldiers moved deeper into the city, flashlights cutting through the dark. But high above, behind broken windows, behind cracks in walls, eyes watched them, not glowing, not robotic. Humanized. 3. Strange signs in a plaza. The aliens found a message burned into metal by some kind of laser. It was written in English and translated instantly: "We never left. We became the dark. Now you walk in our memory." Soldier touched the words. Suddenly, a sound echoed through the streets. Thump. It wasn't real. It came from the ground, the walls, the sky. It was a warning dot for vanishing one by one. The first soldier disappeared near an old subway entrance. He turned a corner and never came back. The second vanished near a collapsed hotel. His helmet camera caught a blurred human figure moving at impossible speed. Then static, panic set in. "Is it machines?" someone asked. "No," Krelvin said, voice shaking. "I think it's them, humans, ghosts." 5. Underground movement beneath New Berlin. Tunnels, once used for evacuation, began to hum with power. Old lights flickered. Doors opened without command, and something began to climb upward. Not machines, not AI, but human sentinels, warriors kept in cryosleep for over 200 years. They were never gone. They were waiting. 6. The first strike in the command center above ground. Alarms blared. "We've lost contact with squads 3, 7, and 9. An officer shouted before anyone could answer. A figure dropped from a rooftop, tall, fast, human. Armor, black eyes, blue weapon, a plasma blade that hummed like thunder with one clean motion. He cut through 2 soldiers. Screams followed. More shadows moved in. 7. The human sentinels, they weren't ghosts. They were the last line of defense, the silent division of Earth's military. Each had been trained for deep survival, for endless war, and for post-extinction scenarios. They moved like smoke, killed without sound, disappeared like wind. They hunted the invaders one by one. 8. In orbit. "Something's wrong." Commander Ziltrak was receiving confused reports. "We've lost contact with all ground teams in New Berlin. Send air support." Ziltrak growled. 3 scout fighters dropped from orbit. As they flew over the city, their systems suddenly shut down. One crashed into a skyscraper, the other 2 fell into the forest beyond the city. Something on Earth was jamming their techs, something alive 9. Ghost broadcast then. The message appeared only on the invaders' screens. A video feed, a black room, one chair. A man sat in the dark, half his face covered in scars. His voice was low. You walk on our soil. You breathe in our ruins. You think we are gone. The man stood up. Behind him, dozens of human warriors stood tall, silent, armored, and unshaken. We are the ghosts you called myths. But ghosts don't forget. This is your last night. The feed cut. 10. The fear sets in Krelvin, still hiding in the city. Now had only 5 soldiers left. They tried to retreat, but everywhere they went, eyes followed them. Old speakers on buildings began to play soft music, a human song, slow, sad, cold. It echoed through empty streets. We were born in fire, raised in ash. We remember all. Krelvin screamed, fall back to the shuttle. But the shuttle was gone, burning on the ground. 11 Earth's second face, high above, Commander Elias Rain watched from his underground command room. He turned to a female officer beside him. Do we engage full war mode? She asked. Rain shook his head. No. Let the ghosts have their hunt. They've waited long enough. He pressed a button. Seal the cities. Lock the traps. Let the past walk free. 12. Galactic Council in disbelief. The Council received video evidence of what was happening. One clip showed a human sentinel disappearing and reappearing between shots, his movements almost invisible. Another showed alien soldiers, screaming in darkness before going silent. The elders watched in horror. This is not a war, whispered one. It's an extermination. Volker stood and shouted, we must strike back with everything we have. Elder Threxen didn't speak. He simply whispered a prayer. 13. Last message from New Berlin before. The final alien squad was wiped out. One soldier sent a voice log. There's something else here. Not machines, not humans. Something ancient. They live in the ruins. In the shadows, they see us before we even arrive. Tell the Council. Tell them. Earth doesn't forgive. Static, followed dot. Then silence. 14. Night. Falls on Earth as stars filled the sky. The city of New Berlin returned to quiet. No human voice was heard again. No drone moved. No fighter flew. But the message was clear. Earth is not dead. It remembers. And its ghosts still hunt. 1. Deep under the Rockies, thousands of meters under Earth's surface, hidden by mountains and old tech fields, a massive steel door opened slowly. Inside was the Titan vault no one had entered for 200 years. Now, heavy machines turned back on screens. Lit up, robotic arms moved with purpose. Inside the vault lay Project Titan, stood before the main control panel. Beside him stood Dr. Kira Venn, the last surviving Titan engineer. You're really going to wake it? She asked. We have to, Rain replied. The invaders still don't know what they've truly stepped on. But the Titans were banned, even by Earth Command. And yet, they're our last weapon. He placed his hand on the activation pad. A red light blinked. Project Titan. On line 3. What is Project Titan? Project Titan was Earth's secret weapon in the final years of the old Galactic War. It was not a ship, not a robot, not even a bomb. It was a living warform, part human, part machine, part something else. Standing 20 meters tall. Titan had a human brain inside an armored body powered by dark matter and fear-based AI, an intelligence that grew stronger the more enemies feared it. Only one Titan was ever built, because it was too powerful to control. 4. The Titan wakes. The vault shook. Steel arms unlocked, giant clamps released, and from a cryo coffin. The Titan stood up. Its face was a mask of black steel. Its eyes glowed deep blue. The armor hissed with plasma energy. The voice came like a storm through metal. Double quotes, ... Where is war? Dr. Venn stepped back. It remembers, she whispered. It's still angry. 5. Panic in the skies above. The alien flagship received strange readings, massive heat signatures, power spikes, movements. Impossible to track. Commander Ziltrak stared at the data. What is that? A ship? No, sir. It's walking. Suddenly, the sky turned orange. Titan launched from underground, its armor surrounded by a blue-red energy field. It jumped straight into the air and smashed through a fighter squadron, like they were made of paper. 6, a weapon that thinks Titan wasn't just strong, it could think, adapt, react. Each time an alien tried to fight it, Titan learned their attack, then used it against them. It could break tanks with its fists, but it preferred fear. Titan hacked into aliens' comms, sent them their own death reports, played the last screams of their soldiers, over and over. "This is psychological war," said Dr. Venn. "No," said Rain, "this is vengeance." 7. Council shockback in the Galactic Council chamber. Elder Threxen was watching the Titan's footage. The massive being crushed everything in its path. Not even airships could stop it. "This thing, it's alive," said Volkir. "Worse," Threxen answered. "It remembers what we did to Earth." Some elders wanted to retreat. Others wanted to destroy the planet entirely. But now they feared doing either. What if Earth had more? 8. Alien superweapon arrives. The aliens were not helpless. They sent down their own war beast, the Zarnox, a 50-meter-tall biomech grown in the void of space. Zarnox had 4 arms, each with plasma cannons. It could melt mountains. It landed near the Titan's path. The two giants faced each other. The ground trembled. Civilians on space stations watched in silence. Then, both moved. 9. Titan versus Zarnox battle was pure chaos. Titan dodged the first blast, then slammed into Zarnox's leg. The alien weapon roared and swung back. They crashed through a hill, sending dust flying miles away. Titan stabbed its arm blade into Zarnox's side. Zarnox screamed its body was organic, and it could feel pain, but it healed quickly. The fight continued for hours, across deserts, through ruined cities, across rivers of Ashdod. Each hit shook the Earth. 10. Earth helps its creation as. Titan struggled. Earth's systems came alive. Old satellites fell from orbit, crashing into Zarnox. Abandoned defense towers opened fire. Earth itself seemed to help. Titan like a planet defending its last child. "It's like the whole planet is fighting," said Kyra. "Earth isn't dead," replied Rain. "It's wide awake." 11. Final Blue Zarnox grabbed Titan and lifted it high. Alien soldiers watching from orbit cheered, but Titan's eyes glowed red. Its chest opened and revealed a pulsing orb of energy. The Titan core, it burned with hatred, memory, and pure rage. Titan shouted, "This is for Earth," and exploded the core. Not to destroy itself, but to beam the entire energy into Zarnox's brain. The alien mech shook violently, then froze, then melted. Titan stood alone, burning but alive. 12. Message to the stars. After the battle, Titan walked to an alien camera drone. It stared directly into the lens. Its voice was low but clear. "This planet is taken. Leave." Then it crushed the drone underfoot and turned toward the mountains. 13. In the shadows of Earth as Titan disappeared, a strange signal began broadcasting. One humans had left behind long ago. Protocol Alpha Revenant initiated. Titan is active. Earth no longer requires protection. Earth is the weapon. 1. Ghost signals across the globe. 3 days after Titan defeated the Zarnox, strange signals began rising from deep underground. They came from old human bunkers, hidden long ago. Many were thought lost, some were forgotten. But now, one by one, they were waking up. Old machines. HUMME.AI core lit up. Defense. Codes buried for 300 years began syncing. And somewhere inside these bunkers, something was calling out to Kyra. Sees the pattern. Kyra Venn looked at the satellite feed. Dots of light appeared all across the map, dozens, then hundreds. "Commander Rain, these are human bases," she said. "They're coming back online." "Is it Titan's doing?" Rain asked. Kyra shook her head. "No, this isn't Titan. This is something older, something buried by the First War." She zoomed in on one site in Africa. A door had opened, dust flying, and from the dark emerged a human soldier in silver armor, his eyes glowing faintly blue. 3. Operation Revenant. Begins. A whisper spread across Earth's shadow networks. Arising, the Revenants were not just soldiers. They were enhanced humans, frozen in time during Earth's last war, kept in cryosleep, waiting for the day Earth would call them back. That day had come. Now they were waking up one by one. Across ruined cities, deserts, jungles, and frozen wastes, they didn't speak. They didn't need to. They moved with one purpose: defend Earth. 4. The aliens start to panic on the alien flagship. Panic began to spread. New human energy readings. Detected, not Titan class. Many smaller ones, hundreds. Are they building an army? No, they already have one. Alien Commander Ziltrak slammed his fist on the table. We crushed their fleets, bombed their cities. How are they still fighting? Elder Threxen appeared on the screen from the council chamber. You never understood Earth. You don't crush humans, you only wake them up. 5. A silent army. Gathers in an old battlefield near Berlin. 5 revenants stood silently, no words, no orders, just a silent unity. Each carried weapons grown from nanotech. One had a railgun for an arm, another could become invisible. They scanned the sky, watched the alien drones fly by, and waited from the trees. Old machines joined them. Small MECHS, gun drones, hover bikes. The battlefield was waking up to 6. The ambush on alien patrol moved through the ruins of Rio de Janeiro. 5 dropships, 30 troops, scanners active. They never saw the revenants coming. The humans came from the shadows, fast, silent, precise. Not one alien survived. The alien ship tried to lift off, but a revenant jumped 10 meters straight up and dragged it back down. Then silence. A message was left on the burning wreck. Earth remembers. 7. Earth is talking back across alien channels. A message began appearing. It came from Earth's old code systems. No one had accessed them in centuries. The message was short: we are still here. Then another: we do not kneel. Then finally, you landed on a graveyard. But the dead are not asleep. Alien morale dropped. Ships refused to fly. Troops began deserting. 8. Titan watches from a mountain ridge. The Titan stood still. It watched a revenant battalion train near an abandoned human city. It didn't speak, it didn't lead, but the revenants looked up at it with respect, like it was a god. One child, small, scared, hiding in Rubla, approached the Titan. The Titan knelt down. From a compartment in its chest, it pulled out a small silver badge. It gave it to the child. A voice came softly. This planet is yours. Never let them take it. 9. The hidden vault in orbit above Earth. An old human satellite blinked green. Inside was a secret AI known only as Zero. It had been silent for 300 years. Now it was active. Zero sent a signal to a hidden vault on the moon. There, in cold storage, lay tactical weapons too dangerous to use in the past. Now, Earth needed them. The vault unlocked. A long-forgotten orbital cannon turned toward space. Target: alien mothership. Locking. 10. Earth's whisper reaches the stars' refuges on Mars. Heard. Earth's signal: miners on Jupiter's moons received fragments of the message. Even humans in alien prisons felt it deep inside their minds. Something ancient, something human, was rising. It was like Earth itself had become aware. Not just a planet, a memory, a promise, a fury. 11. Galactic Council fractures inside the Great Chamber. Chaos erupted. Some species wanted to run, others wanted to attack. Earth with planet-killers, but Elder Threxen warned them all. You think Earth is weak, but they fight like no other. Even their silence is a weapon. Vokir shouted. So what do we do? Threxen looked at the footage of the revenants, then whispered, pray, or prepare to burn. 12. The signal that changed everything. At exactly 3:33 a.m., Earth time. Every alien device connected to Earth's network displayed the same thing. A video. It showed Titan behind it. Hundreds of REV NAND. Above them, old war machines floating in the sky. Then, a simple voice. The humans are not extinct. They are returning. And this time, they are not alone. 1. The moon shakes high above Earth. The moon trembled, a pulse. Then another, soft at first, then violent. On its dark side, ancient human bunkers opened like deep wounds. Dust scattered into space. A glow spread from under the surface blue, steady, deadly. A message appeared on Earth's war satellites, Project Skyhammer, rebooting. Dr. Kira gasped. They stored weapons, on the moon. 2. What was Project Skyhammer? 300 years ago, during the last Galactic War, Earth's scientists built something secret on the moon. It was too dangerous. Even for humans, they called it Project Skyhammer, a last resort weapon that could break enemy fleets in orbit, fire beams across continents. Shut down alien tech with pulse waves, but Earth surrendered before it was ever used. Skyhammer was sealed. Now, it was waking up. 3. Aliens see the moon fracture from their mothership. Alien commanders watched in fear. There's movement under the lunar surface. Energy signatures are off the charts. Sir, I think they've turned the moon into a weapon. Commander Ziltrax stared in disbelief. They're using the moon as a battlefield. His second-in-command answered quietly. No, sir, they're using it as a gun. For Titan takes position back on Earth. Titan raised its head, its glowing eyes locked onto the sky. The revenants behind it stopped moving, every one of them turning toward the heavens. They knew something big was coming, the old human machine inside. Titan spoke a rare sentence aloud. It's time. With that, Titan launched into the air, rising like a rocket headed for the moon. 5. Inside the moon, under the surface of the moon, Titan entered a massive vault. Machines older than Earth's memory lit up, giant energy tubes filled with blue light. Titan walked past frozen Warmech's old tanks and a sphere that pulsed like a heart. One screen blinked. Skyhammer core status. Online, targeting array. Active. Awaiting command code. Titan raised its hand and placed it on the console. Code flowed from its fingers. Command accepted. Firing solution locked. 6. Aliens tried to escape in orbit. The alien fleet panicked. That's a particle beam. It will cut through us. We need to retreat. But it was too late. The moon's surface opened like a flower. From its center, a silent beam of white energy burst forth. It didn't make a sound. It simply ... erased 2. Capital ships disappeared instantly. 3 more were ripped in half. Aliens screamed across all channels. The moon is killing us. Fall back. It's not a planet, it's a weaponized grave. 7. Earth watches. The people of Earth looked up at the night sky. They saw the moon glow. Then they saw pieces of alien ships fall like stars. In the ruined cities, survivors cheered. Children cried with hope. Even the old, who remembered the first invasion, smiled. Commander Rain stared in awe. They turned our greatest loss into a victory. Kira nodded. No, they turned the moon into a warning. 8. The elders tremble inside. The Galactic Council chamber, alarms rang. Elder Threxen stood slowly. We have awakened the sleeping world. Earth is not just defending, Earth is fighting back. Some species cried for peace, others demanded retaliation, but none dared approach Earth again. The fear was back. And this time, stronger than ever. 9. The signal repeats across the galaxy. Old human satellites reactivated. They repeated the same message on every frequency. This is Earth. You entered our home. Now you face our sky. The message ended with live footage. Titan walking across the moon. Behind it, a glowing cannon. Above it, burning alien ships. The galaxy had never seen humans like this. 10. Not just one. Weapon deep inside the moon. Titan activated a second vault. This one was older. Dust covered the words. Project. Phantom Dawn Revenant squads arrived through drop-dash pods. More weapons were pulled from ice. Old mechs awakened. AI. Drones reconnected. The moon was no longer just a firing platform. It had become Earth's second front. 11. Alien morale collapses on the remaining alien ships. Fear broke discipline. Troops mutinied. Captains fought each other. One alien whispered what others feared to say. We didn't invade a planet. We disturbed a god. 12. A child sees hope in a small village. A human child looked up at the sky. Her father pointed to the moon. It glowed softly. They said Earth was lost, he said. But I think Earth was just waiting. The child smiled. Waiting for what? For us. For revenge. For home. 1. The galaxy in shock. The galaxy in shock. Alien communication lines had gone silent. The Council had stopped sending orders. And the surviving fleets floated, lost, and leaderless. One signal kept repeating through space: Earth is not yours. To take Skyhammer has awakened. Prepare for what comes next. That signal came from the moon, and everyone heard it point to Earth. Mobilize back on Earth. The silence ended. Human bunkers opened. Revenants stepped out one after another. Armor with names scratched into the chest plates. Others held weapons that looked too advanced, too strange. All of them had glowing eyes and they walked with purpose. Dr. Kyra watched from a cliffside. "We didn't lose Earth," she whispered. "We stored it." Titan stood tall behind. Her Operation Revenant War activated. It said, .3. Invasion becomes worthy. Aliens who still remained on Earth had one goal: escape, but the Revenants didn't allow it. They marched through ruined cities. They moved without rest. They fought without fear. One Revenant, called Ironjaw, crushed a walker with bare hands. Another, called Whisper, moved like smoke, vanishing, then reappearing to strike. The aliens cried out, "These are not humans. They're death machines." They were wrong. They were worse. They were humans reborn. For a new commander resides in the mountains of old Europe. A signal tower reactivated. A woman stood in front of it. Her name, Commander Saren Vale, last living. General of Earth's Final Defense Corps, she was thought dead, but now she returned to lead again. "This is General Vale," her voice said across all open channels. "Revenants push forward. Aliens run while you still can." Then she looked at the stars. "We're taking the fight back to them." 5. The counterattack. The Revenants weren't just defending anymore. They began reclaiming. Old launch bases were brought online. Missiles shot into orbit. Alien airships were pulled from the sky. One alien mothership tried to flee, but the moon's Skyhammer cannon followed it. Locking on it, fired once. Clean and silent. The ship vanished in white fire. Nothing remained. 6. The Revenant Creed. All across Earth, symbols of the Revenant Creed were painted on walls. We die once, we rise forever. It wasn't just a slogan, it was truth. The Revenants were not living. But they weren't machines either. They were the spirit of human vengeance, put into steel and fire. And they had a mission: protect Earth, punish the invaders, never stop. 7. The Elders' mistake. Back in the Galactic Council, arguments broke out. "We warned them about Earth. You said they were broken. You told us humanity was finished." The elder of the Drexen race slammed his staff down. "They were never finished. We just gave them time to prepare." Now, they wondered, had Earth planned all this? Was the surrender a trick? Was humanity waiting for the perfect moment? 8. The prison becomes a fortress. One of the old alien prisons on Earth once used to hold humans was now in human control. Revenants turned it into a command base. Inside, scientists worked with human AI systems. They rebuilt faster than the aliens could destroy. One room contained hundreds of pods, each holding a sleeping human, not clones, not robots. The last soldiers, CRYO-frozen warriors, waiting for the call. 9. Alien despair. On one alien cruiser above Earth, a captain wept. He watched his home fleet burn. They turned their planet into a battlefield, and the moon into a cannon. What's next? His screen showed Revenants launching from Earthboarding ships in orbit. "They're coming here, sir," his crew whispered. The captain gave one final order: run. Run before they reach us. But it was too late. 10. The next stage begins. Titan returned to Earth. It stood at the center of the largest Crateran old landing site. Revenants gathered around. A signal flashed. Phase 2, off-world push. It was time, not just to defend, not just to punish. Now, humanity would do something far greater. They would take the war to the stars. 11. A young voice far away. In a hidden village, a child asked, "Why did the aliens attack us?" An old woman, her face scarred from war, answered softly, "Because they forgot what we are." The child looked confused. "Humans?" She shook her head. "No, they forgot we are the storm." 1. Orbit was no longer safe there. Alien ships above Earth were once kings of the sky. Now, they were running. Revenants launched from the surface using old Earth shuttles, modified jets, and gravity thrusters. Some even jumped through personal drop pods. Burning through the atmosphere like falling stars, Each one carried only one purpose: destroy everything that invaded in space. The first alien dreadnought exploded, split in half by Titan's spear. Its last words: "They're not human anymore." To Skyhammer unleashed, the Skyhammer cannon on the moon rotated, its lens focused. It hummed with energy. Then it fired. The beam wasn't a line, it was a wall of light. It cut through 5 enemy ships in one sweep. Then the moon shifted, again revealing another cannon. Buried deep within, the aliens hadn't known. They turned the entire moon into a weapon, screamed a council officer. Yes, Earth made the moon their sword. 3. Commander Sarin's moved inside Earth's new orbital command. Commander Sarin watched everything. Her hands moved over old tech, mixed with alien systems, now reprogrammed. Launch Revenant Battalion 2 through orbital breach. Target alien shipyards. Activate Skyhammer secondary protocol. And get me Titan. Titan's voice echoed. Ready. Sarin gave one order: make the stars afraid. 4. First strike. Alien homefront. The Revenants didn't stop at Earth's sky. Their next move, the alien shipyards orbiting Saturn's moon, Titania. These were the factories that built warships, but Earth knew about them because Earth had spies. There before the invasion, and now those spies were waking up. One Revenant spy, codename Ember 12, had hidden in stasis for years. She opened her eyes. Time to return the favor, she whispered, arming an old Terran warhead. 5. Flames in Saturn's orbit. Saturn's rings glowed not with sunlight, but with fire. The Revenants attacked fast. Their dropships had cloaking fields, stolen alien tech, and plasma cannons made on Earth. Alien workers tried to run. The Revenants didn't speak, they just destroyed. The main shipyard exploded from inside. Ember 12's final act, her last message: tell Earth, I made them burn. 6. The Council panics. The Galactic Council received a terrible report. Earth's Revenants were attacking outside their planet. Alien defenses were failing, and the moon had become a siege weapon. Elder Varn of the Krogger shouted. They said, Earth was dead. What is this? Another council member whispered. This is Earth's revenge, and it's just the beginning. 7. Earth's new fleet in orbit. Old Earth battleships were being pulled from hidden bases. Some were rusty, some were broken, but Revenants didn't care. They flew them anyway. One ship, the Avenger, launched with only 30% fuel. But it didn't matter. A Revenant was at the helm. One ship, one strike. That's all I need. And she flew straight into the enemy's flagship, a kamikaze blow. A burning sacrifice. Both ships gone. But the message was clear. Earth doesn't need numbers. Just willpower. 8. The sky turns red for the first time in 600 years. Earth's sky turned red again. Not because of the sun, because of alien fire raining from above. And Revenants returning fire tenfold. Every explosion wrote a story. Every battle was a memory. And above all, every soul knew the truth. Earth was no longer defending. Earth was now hunting. 9. Humanity's broadcast. The Revenants took over alien frequencies again. They broadcast a single message galaxy-wide. You came to conquer. You came to burn our home. But you forgot we rise from ashes. Then the message ended with coordinates. Alien leaders screamed. It's a declaration of war. No. It was a promise. 10 children watched from bunkers inside hidden Earth bunkers. Children watched the skies. One boy asked his mother, is that fire going up or coming down? She held him tight. Both. That's Earth rising and our enemies falling. The bunkers trembled, but not from fear, from Revenant ships launching into space. One girl drew on the wall, a human standing tall with a flag end, the galaxy burning behind him. She named him the last human. 11. Revenants speak before leaving orbit. Titan stood before all Revenants. We are not alive, but we are not dead. We are purpose. They listened. In silence, let the galaxy remember this day. The day Earth's sky burned and the galaxy screamed. Then the Revenants launched. Dozens of dropships, dozens of targets. The true war had begun. 1. Council World Carthros, Prime the Galactic. Council sat deep inside the mountains of Carthros Prime. It was a planet full of silver towers and energy shields. For thousands of years, no enemy had ever reached it. "Earth won't find us here," said Elder Varn. But he was wrong. On that day, the sky over Carthros Prime turned dark red dot. Then came the sound of something falling fast. Titan had arrived. Point 2. Titan enters the system. Titan's ship, Vindicator, came out of hyperspace like a meteor. With him 10 Revenant cruisers. All damaged, all silent. But they were coming with one goal: end the Council. Inside Vindicator, Titan whispered, "You ruled the stars with fear. Now, feel it yourself." He turned to his crew. No survivors, no mercy, only justice. 3. The Council's final meeting. Elder Malakar banged the table. "This is impossible. Earth was weak. You said that 10 times already," shouted. Elder Kara screens around them showed the battle above their heads, revenants burning through the defense fleet. Skyhammer-class energy blasts piercing shields. Earth's final move had begun. One young alien assistant said softly, "Maybe. We were wrong to invade them." Everyone went silent. Then the roof shook. The war had reached their doorpoint for revenants. Hit the ground. The revenants didn't wait. Drop pods crashed through Carthros Prime's shield system. Hundreds of revenants jumped out silent, fast and deadly. Didn't scream, they didn't speak, they just moved. Their armor absorbed bullets. Their fists broke steel. Alien guards tried to stop them. But Earth had created monsters. Built from pain and fire, protect the Council, shouted a Carthrosi commander. Too late. Titan was already inside the mountain. 5. Titan faces the Elders. Titan entered the Council Hall. The Elders stood. Shaking, they had ruled 412 worlds. But now they stood before one human. He wore black armor. His eyes glowed blue. Behind him, fire burned. "You brought war to Earth," Titan said. "Now Earth brings judgment." Elder Varn tried to plead, We only feared your power. Then you should have stayed afraid." 6. Earth's revenge. Spoken. Titan raised his hand. "He didn't shoot. He BROAD, CASTED." The message went across the galaxy. Everyone heard it. Aliens, humans, rebels, slaves. This is Earth. We were silent, not dead. We were broken, not beaten. You feared us, then forgot us. Now we remind you. He looked at the Elders. We are not invaders. We are the answer to every scream on every burned human colony. Then he raised his weapon. Point 7. The Council falls one by one. The Elders fell. Some tried to run, some begged, some fought back, but revenants moved too fast. It was not a battle. It was an execution. In just 20 minutes, the Council Hall turned to ruins, and above the world, the Revenant fleet raised Earth's old flag, a tattered blue sphere with stars circling it. The message was clear. Earth rules now. 8. Silence in the galaxy after the fall of the Council. The galaxy froze. No one spoke. No one spoke. No one dared to send ships near Earth space. Even warlords turned off their weapons. A strange, heavy silence filled the stars. Earth was not talking anymore, because Earth didn't need to speak. 9. The survivors hide the few. Council members who escaped hid in dark corners of the galaxy. One of them, Elder Kara, recorded a warning. "If you hear this, stay away from Earth. Don't speak to them. Don't look at them. Just let them be." But by then, it was too late. The Revenants had already sent ships to every system that cheered when Earth burned. 10. What the galaxy now feared. Once, aliens feared Earth because of its armies. Then, they feared Earth because of its silence. Now, they feared Earth because of its revenge. A revenge that didn't stop. A revenge that didn't forgive. And worst of all, a revenge that remembered. Every name. 11. Message from Earth's Korvac on Earth. Commander Saren spoke to her people. Inside, a rebuilt command room, with fires still burning outside, she said, "This is not a victory. This is a message. Earth does not fall quietly." The people of Earth listened, even the children. Some wept, some smiled. All of them felt the same truth. Earth had changed forever. 12. The final act. Begins. Titan stood alone on a mountaintop on Earth. His armor was cracked, his body injured, but his eyes still burned. He looked at the sky. "We ended the Council. But the galaxy is still full of those who cheered when Earth burned. He whispered one more line, and we're not finished yet. 1 year. Later it had been one full cycle since Earth destroyed the Galactic Council. In the silence that followed, the galaxy had changed. No more slave colonies. No more warlords shouting orders. No more laughing at Earth now. Every race remembered why the Elders feared humans too. Earth's flag in the sky across more than 90 systems, Earth's flag now flew. But this time, it wasn't a flag of war. It was a warning: we do not seek conquest. But if you come for us again, we will finish what we started. No race dared to test it. 3. A new kind of peace titan stood in the middle of a burned alien city. Now rebuilt, children played where bombs once fell. Alien children. Human children. Together, Titan smiled. Not because the war was over, but because Earth was building again. Beside him, Saren said, "They thought fear would control us, but they only made us stronger." 4. The last broadcast Titan sent out a message. One last signal. It was short, simple, and cold. To every species who laughed when Earth burned, we remember. But we will not chase you. Just know we are watching. The signal ended. No threats, no war drums, just a quiet promise. 5. Revenants disappear one by one. The revenants vanished. Some returned home. Some became protectors of weak planets. Others went into the void, never to be seen again. But legends spread quickly. If you hurt a human, a revenant will come. Whether true or not, it kept the peace. 6 humans among stars. Earth didn't become an empire. It didn't build a throne of fire. Instead, humans walked among stars. They helped rebuild the planets that were destroyed during the war. They healed, they taught, and they watched. The galaxy saw something new. The same hands that crushed the council now planted hope. 7. In the shadows, but in the deep corners of space, not everyone was happy. A few alien lords still whispered, "Earth is too dangerous. They must fall one day." Titan knew this. He didn't smile at peace, because he knew peace was only a breath between storms. 8. Titan's final words. Titan returned to Earth. Old, now tired, wounded, but never broken. He stood at a memorial names of every human lost in the invasion. He touched one name, Alina Rin, his daughter. Then he said quietly, "You came for Earth, but Earth came for you, and now you will never forget us." 9. What the stars remembered. Centuries passed, stars shifted, species rose and fell. But in every galactic archive, one story was never erased. The day Earth answered, no matter the race or age, all knew the tale. Children whispered it at night. Soldiers studied it in silence. Leaders feared it in meetings. 10. Earth's legacy. Earth never ruled the galaxy. It never wanted to, but its name, its wrath, its rise, its revenge was carved into the bones of the stars, and every being who looked toward Earth's system thought the same thing. They should never have been provoked. 11. Humanity, eternal on Earth. Life bloomed again. Cities rose, green returned, and skies were clear. But under every school, inside every command post, these words were written: never forget what they did to us. Never forget what we became. Never forget who we are. And humanity lived by that codenot in hate. But in strength. 12, the final line, at the edge of known space, an explorer ship floated. A young alien asked his commander, "What's that?" "Blue world over there." The commander looked at the glowing dot in space and whispered, "That's Earth, where gods were born in fire." And no one ever forgot again.